This is probably the best lead generation opportunity I see right now in real estate is Facebook and Instagram advertising. Right now, I'm seeing quite a few agents generating buyer leads for, under $2 a lead, which is pretty insane. I mean, to think that you can generate 50 leads for $100 is nuts. Now, the results are not typical, so I'll throw a disclaimer out there. That takes some testing. You really have to. Again, it's a trial and error process. You don't know what's going to stick. Like when people throw out, commercials, on TV, for the Super Bowl, they don't know what's going to work or not. Or when they put up a big billboard, on the freeway or the highway, they don't know what's going to work. You guys, that's what this is all about. We don't know what's going to work, right? So we have to kind of do some testing, trial and error. I can tell you, I know, I have a pretty good idea what's going to work, but specifically what definitely won't work when it comes to advertising. And you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to just shout out. Most of you guys are on mute right now. Just unmute yourself, ask a question, or ask in chat. So I'm going to share my screen, you guys. Melissa, yeah.
What does not work?
Yeah. So advertisements so boosting does not work. Yeah. So you want to move away from yeah. So here's what boosting is basically a Facebook donation jar. So because the fact of the matter, there's a specific type of ad that we want to run, and we can't run that through boosting, and that's the one that's actually going to generate a lead for us. So I'm gonna dive right in, you guys. So again, thank you so much for joining today. We're going to cover creating a lead generation ad on Facebook and Instagram in today's session. And you guys all know who I am. I'm Aaron Lacey, Marketing Technology Director with West. West is a sister company. So West is a consulting company, and it's owned by the same company that owns WFG National Title. And I believe we have Eric Arlt I think he's just kind of tuned in. I know you want to just kind of listen in. He's actually the head of sales for WFG National Title here in Arizona. He's a great dude. And, he's basically kind of my right-hand man here in Arizona in this market. So pretty cool that he's on board. And here's the thing about Eric too. We've got a really incredible team. Unfortunately, you guys know Alex Shapiro. He was kind of your WFG, partner over the last several months, and he is no longer with WFG anymore. He's pursuing some other ventures. I mean, he's an entrepreneur. He and I have a great relationship. We're in constant contact with each other. And so he's decided to pursue some other ventures. But so we'll bring in, so Eric is kind of head of sales for WFG, but we also have somebody else that we'll introduce you to, probably one of our sales folks to bring some value to you guys and make sure that, we're consistently bringing value to you, because it's important, right? It's important for all of us to level up together. So let me jump into Facebook here. And if you guys have any questions on kind of who that contact will be, we'll make an introduction here shortly, and make sure you guys understand how to kind of, reciprocate with WFG for them bringing value your way. So you guys should be able to see my screen on Facebook right now. And so here's how we get, let me show you a couple things. First thing is boosting. I'm going to go to my business page. And this is a typical way to boost. You've created a post on your business page, and you go to the post, or you've just created it and you click on boost post, right? So typically the post would say, let's see if we can find one that we can boost. And it's going to allow us to then boost post, right? We'll click on boost post, and it's going to walk us through a couple different options where we can then click on boost, right? And it's going to take our $10 or our $50 or $100 or whatever that is. And it's going to show a bunch of people our post, but it's not going to convert them into leads for us. And we want leads. So, but it really is, this is creating an advertising campaign when we boost a post. What it's doing is it's allowing us to share this post, or to insert this post in the news feed of people that we're not connected to, right? So when we post something on our business page, the only people that really have the opportunity to see that post are people that are connected, that have liked our business page. Through boosting, we can then select an audience of people that are not connected to us, and the audience is made up of people within a geographical area and also with that have certain interests, right? Certain interests, maybe people that are shopping on Zillow, right? So this is boosting. Here's the thing though, when somebody clicks on this post, there's really no call to action. There's really no lead capture. Okay. So what we want is a lead capture. So that's why I'm going to dive into and show you guys how to do that lead capture mechanism, which is the most important and valuable thing you can do. So what we want to do is we want to go to the actual ad engine that Facebook has, and it's called the Ads Manager. And so on the very top right of Facebook, regardless of what page you're on Facebook, you're going to see this little arrow kind of pointing down. You're going to click on that and then click on Manage Ads. Okay, that's going to get us to the Ads Manager. Now for you, it might not say Manage Ads. It could say Advertising on Facebook. It could say Create an Ad, right? It may say something different than this, but it's going to take you to the same place. You may have to just jump through one additional step just to get your account set up. Okay, so let me go ahead and just click into the Ads Manager. Okay, so once we get in the Ads Manager, I'm going to go ahead and select my account. Okay, so this is what you're going to see. Okay, you're going to see a screen that looks like this, but it's probably not going to have anything here. So what you're looking at, and again, we went through this last time, this is the Ads Manager, where you have the tabs, campaigns, ad sets, and ads, and you have all the campaigns that you've run. And by the way, anytime you boosted a post, what's actually happening behind the scenes is you've created an advertising campaign by just clicking a couple buttons. And if you've boosted a post, under the campaigns tab, you're going to see all those boosted posts show up here as well. Okay. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to create a new campaign that is going to generate leads for us. So we're going to click on Create.
Can I ask you something?
You bet.
I went to the Ads Manager and it says Add Accounts. It says you have more ad accounts in Business Manager. Do I go to that Business Manager?
Yeah. So, yep. So what you want to do is under your Business Manager, there will be ad accounts. You just select the ad account that you want to create the advertisement under.
So it's got to be something we've already created, a post.
So nope. So this is going to be a post that we create right now, just for this campaign.
Because there's no tab here like yours. There's no place to create the ad. It's like at the top, it shows the previous ad that I've got going, and then it's got above, go to Business Manager.
Go ahead and click on Go to Business Manager. And do you see, Melissa, do you see this option in the top left? Do you see Ads Manager? What do you see in the very top left?
No, when I clicked on Go to Ads Manager, gosh, it says Create Business. I guess I never finished it in the last class.
Okay, so one thing I just want to make sure you're clear of is there's a business page on Facebook. Great. Okay, so that's kind of your real estate page that you'll post to, and there's what's called a Business Manager. Business Manager is on the back end of Facebook, and that allows you to organize your advertising account. You don't need to create a Business Manager account. So I'm not sure why you're seeing that screen. Maybe you and I connect, offline, and definitely jump into that.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
So, but here's what I would say. Also, just try going to facebook.com/ads manager. So facebook.com/ads manager, and see if that gets you to where you need to be. Okay. So I'll plug that into chat here as well. And that's really where you need to go to create this campaign. Okay. So once we're here, you should see a green button that allows you to create. Okay. So we'll click on Create, and now you're going to see a screen that looks like this. Melissa, did that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, awesome. You're very welcome. You guys, keep in mind, when we create this ad, the ad is the last step in a 3-step process. First step is selecting the campaign type. You'll see over here on the left-hand side, notice how it's a little blue line next to campaign with special ad category highlighted. As we go through, these are all different steps in the process. As we go through each step, it's going to highlight the section that we're on, and it's actually going to highlight the overall the overall campaign, ad set, or ad as we go through. So there's 3 main steps. So we have to set up our campaign, our ad set, and then our ad is the last and third step. Okay. And under
Hey,
each
Aaron, my
step,
box
there's all these
pops up.
options. Yeah.
My box pops up a little bit different with basically 3 columns: awareness, consideration, conversion. It doesn't look like that page. There's like little
So you
tabs.
may be in quick creation,
Yeah.
and I want you to get to guided creation. Do you see an option to switch to guided creation anywhere?
Not let's see here. No, it just takes me anytime I click out, it goes right to quick as like a default.
Okay. There should be a way to switch and get to, this is called guided creation. So they just
Okay.
added what they call a new way to create a campaign called quick creation. And Joshua, are you seeing anything that looks like this?
No, it's 3 columns.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, it must be the quick. I'm trying to figure out. I'll find a way to get it.
Okay. So you're probably seeing this. Are you seeing this awareness, consideration, conversion like this?
It's like that, but literally in the center, there's little circle tabs to select.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Let's see if we get. So here's the deal, you guys. Facebook is constantly testing different forms of the ads manager with people. And Joshua, do you have you've done some post boosts before?
I've done
right?
boosts. Yeah.
Okay. So what they're doing is they're kind of testing a different look and feel to the same thing with you. Yeah. So let's see if you can kind of follow along with this too. Is it giving the option to select a special ad category? Are you seeing that anywhere? Okay.
No.
Melissa's shaking her head yes. Okay. If you're not, that's okay. That's probably a good thing. For those that see this, we have to check this box and we have to select housing from this dropdown. Okay. So you may have heard in the past that you can really target people based on specific things in Facebook, like whether they're a homeowner or renter, or their income or net worth, or whether they're looking to buy or looking to sell. Yeah, that used to be true. Not anymore. So unfortunately, we can't tap into that stuff anymore due to people that were really taking advantage of this platform, that were redlining, blockbusting, all those things you learn in real estate school that are illegal. They were doing all those things, right? Okay. Steering is another one. People were steering, right? They were basically just advertising to specific groups of people, specific areas, and they were tapping into protected classes, right? And so they were doing some things that they shouldn't have been doing. So now we're all limited and restricted to some basic targeting, but I'll show you what that looks like here. So special ad category, check that box, click select housing. Under awareness, consideration, conversion, what we're going to want to select here, and Joshua, you may have this show up here, is lead generation. So do you see the lead generation option there?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, great. So once we click on that, we just want to name the campaign. So I'm going to name this North Bird Ave, and I'm going to say lead generation. So I'm just going to add the address, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a house and we're going to use that as kind of the shiny object to attract buyer leads. Okay. What we want to do, you guys, is in your brokerage, maybe you have a listing, maybe one of your colleagues has a listing that they would allow you to advertise. What I'd recommend is figure out an area that you want to start to generate buyers in, that you want to specialize in, and see if the company has a listing in that area. Reach out to that listing agent and ask them if you can advertise their property on Facebook. And what I'm finding is that agents are saying, absolutely, why not? Right? Find me a buyer, please. So you can leverage existing listings that may not even be yours. So find a listing area that you want to grab some market share in, that you want to start to establish some name recognition in, that you want to work in. And that's what we're going to grab some photos. We're going to grab some information about that property, and we're going to put that out there as kind of the carrot to attract these buyers. Okay. So this is the address, buyer lead generation. We'll go ahead and click on continue. Now, if you notice, we're no longer in this first step. We're now in the second step. So see how campaign, check, special ad category, check, objective, which was lead generation, check. Now we're under ad set. We're already on the second step. Second step, you guys, here's what we need to do here. All we need to do is select our Facebook business page, okay? Because every ad is associated with a business page. scroll down. You can scroll past dynamic creative, scroll past catalog, get to audience. Once you're on audience, what we want to do here is keep scrolling. You're going to see location. Okay. You're going to see location, United States, age, gender, detailed targeting. Notice how it doesn't appear that there are any options here. And in fact, there actually are. What we want to do is mouse over that and click on edit. Do I want to target the entire United States with an ad in, let's just say it's in like Central Phoenix? Definitely not. You know, I want to target renters. I want to target potential buyers in Arizona, because that's the likely, that's where the most likely buyer is going to come from. Now I could probably tap into Bay Area too, or Chicago. And we know that people move here from out of state. But the fact is 2/3 of the buyers or 3/4 come from in-state, and they're usually within 10, 15 miles of where they end up buying. So what I'm going to do here is click on edit next to location, and I'm going to click on the X for United States. And what I want to do is right in this box, I'm going to type in Phoenix. Okay, I'm going to select that from the drop-down list. So under locations, we want to type in Phoenix or whatever area the home is. So let's say it's in Chandler or Gilbert or Mesa or Peoria, wherever that is. We'll type that city in here. So Peoria, if that's where it's at, Peoria, Arizona. And you're going to see it's going to drop a pin right on that city, and it's going to add a 15-mile radius around that, right? So what we can do is we can expand that radius if we wanted to, or we can just leave it as is. But what you'll notice on the right-hand side is, do you see this where it says potential reach? Potential reach are the total number of Facebook accounts that match our criteria so far. So far, our only criteria that we plugged into Facebook is people that live or currently reside or are currently in a 15-mile or within a 15-mile radius of Phoenix. Okay, so we could say, oh, let's just select the city only, or let's select multiple cities. But guys, here's what I'd recommend. 2.5 million people are in our bucket of potential leads right now. So that's just 2.5 million people, again, over the age of 18 that have Facebook profiles within this radius. And so we're gonna fine tune that a little bit here. So once we select our area, we're gonna be pretty broad with the area. And by the way, too, you don't necessarily have to add a city. You could actually just drop a pin if you wanted to. See this little drop pin button? Click on that, and then you could zoom in. And then this is kind of the central corridor, and you can just drop a pin right there. Okay, so if you wanted to, so you can drop pins as well. You just can't squeeze that radius down any further than 15 miles, unfortunately. Once upon a time, you could squeeze that down to 1 mile radius, which was really nice. That was great for farming and targeting certain communities, but now we're restricted to 15-mile radius. So select your area, and then what we're going to do under detailed targeting is we're going to click on edit. And I want to shrink that potential reach from 2.4 million. I want to shrink that down. I want to shrink that down substantially to somewhere between, I would say 300,000 and maybe 800,000. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we want to target buyer leads with this campaign. So I'm just going to say Zillow. I'm going to type in Zillow, and you'll notice there's two options here, and you'll see in the little gray writing next to them, it says interests. And these are people that have an interest in Zillow, an active interest. And Facebook has an advertising engine that understands that when I select Zillow, I'm looking for someone that's interested in buying homes. Okay, so it's going to tap into the behavior of that person on Facebook. And by the way, people are sharing a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of behavior with Facebook, and therefore Facebook really knows what they're looking for, what they're into. So if I select Zillow, it's very likely that this now, notice how this now dropped down to 420,000 people. Okay, went from 2 million to 420,000. I actually want to expand that a little bit because Zillow is not the only interest that I want to tap into. I'm going to tap into some of their suggestions because Facebook now knows, okay, you selected Zillow. You probably also want Trulia, homes.com, realtor.com, right? You may even want to tap into people who are looking to pre-qual real estate investors for sale by owners. right? So, here's what I would say. You can type in realtor.com. That pulls up. I'm going to hit suggestions again. We'll select some of these other options here. Homes.com, Trulia.com. You'll notice our potential reach is 470,000. So what we've now done, you guys, just to kind of recap, we have said we want to show this post to people that live within a 15-mile radius of Phoenix that also have an interest in just one of these. They only need an interest in just one. Okay. So homes.com, realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow. We could even select more if we wanted to. Here's the thing. The more interest we select, the larger our audience pool gets. But the challenge is the larger that pool gets, the more diluted it could potentially become as well. So, the more targeted your efforts, the more effective they are. But what I want Facebook to do is figure out who to really go after. So I'm going to give it a big pool of people to then figure out who's going to be the likely candidate that clicks on my ad and becomes a lead for me. So I'm just going to leave it at these 4 options. I'm going to continue to scroll down. You guys, that is the targeting on Facebook. Okay. If you notice how we're...
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
If you were wanting to target sellers, are there particular things you would put in that search? I know right now you're looking at buyers, but
I would put something very similar. Yeah, I'd put something very similar. I might even start tapping into, a potential seller. We have to look at the profile of that person, and typically, what do sellers have in common with each other? Or when you say seller, really we're referring to homeowners. What do homeowners have in common that nobody else has in common? And so I would say they probably do like home improvement, home maintenance, stuff like that. So home improvement would be a good one. You know what I mean? Renters don't improve their homes much. You know what I mean? So that's so you want to kind of get into the mindset of your potential audience. But you could also use these interests, because sellers will go to realtor.com, or they'll go to Zillow to get their Zillow's estimate, look at the price of homes in the neighborhood as well. So great question, Greg. Yeah. And here's the thing too, you guys, seller lead generation is much, much, much more difficult than buyer lead gen. And let me tell you why. Sellers, almost 90% of sellers chose their agent from really a small variety of factors. And typically none of those factors are the internet. So sellers will either use their last agent to help them buy the home, or they'll get a referral from a friend or a family member. Okay, that's how they choose their agent. Buyers, on the other hand, what we found in Arizona is roughly 50% of buyers are actually sellers as well. So a great way to generate seller leads is to target buyers. And a great question to ask them is, hey, do you also need to sell? You know what I mean? So great way to generate listings. So you can generate a listing and a buyer all in one. Buyer, there are 30, right now we're seeing there's almost 40 buyer leads to every seller lead online. Okay. And buyers are very curious about communities, areas, lifestyles, and homes. So buyers, the kind of the carrot for the buyer is a home, right? Is getting access to looking at homes. Right? That's why Zillow had over 200 million unique visitors to their platforms last month alone, because people are obsessed with looking at homes. Okay, so buyers are attracted to homes. Sellers, on the other hand, don't care about homes. Sellers want to just sell their home as quickly as possible with using the right agent. So we're not going to attract sellers by promoting homes, but we definitely will attract buyers that may become sellers. For sellers, for creating campaigns for sellers, you guys, it's more of an advanced technique. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to have to create multiple different campaigns that run in multiple stages to create brand awareness for yourself, share success, right, through success stories, through testimonials, and then you'll want to create a campaign that asks the seller, or that shows the seller that, hey, you can click here to find out more information about your home, find out what your home is worth, especially in this market right now. So some of those things, sellers care about what the value of their home is. They care about how quickly that home is going to sell. They care about if now is the right time to sell. If you put that kind of content in front of people, you're going to attract sellers. Okay. If you create a seller program, maybe you have like like you guys have seen those advertisements, sold in 72, right? I mean, the thing is, like, you could say sold in 71. I mean, here's the thing, like, there's no reason you can't do that kind of stuff yourself, right? It doesn't cost you any money. It's just a matter of just doing it. You know what I mean? So just getting yourself out there, creating exposure and awareness for what you have. And then you just list out, you get, hey, you guys, thanks for inquiring about or wanting to learn more about this sold in 71 program. Here's what it is. It's full service listing. We either sell your home in less than 3 days, or we're gonna bring in a buyer to buy it. We're gonna make an offer on the home, right? It's that simple. And here's the funny thing is, the funny thing about those programs, the home never sells in 72 hours, and they never have to buy it either. It usually just becomes a traditional listing. 8% of those become traditional listings. So anyway, it's just a marketing program, you guys. That's all this stuff is.
All about marketing.
What's that? Open Door, OfferPad, Zillow Offers, Redfin. It's all just marketing, guys.
Not the buyers.
Yeah, they're just trying. That's the thing. Open Door. No, OfferPad just announced that they now provide listing services. So they're buying homes. They're listing. Now they're listing people's homes that don't want to sell immediately, that are okay with a traditional sale on the market. So again, it's just lead capture, right? Open Door, OfferPad, just lead capture. They just have big marketing budgets, you guys. That's the only difference between you and them. They have big marketing budgets, and they've really listed out all the services that they provide. And we haven't done a very good job of that, you guys. Like Lorraine, for example, if I wanted to find out all the services you provide in the process that you go through when I list my home with you, can I go to your website and see that entire process broken down into step-by-step? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, but I could go to Open Door and OfferPad and see that. That creates more clarity. That simplicity of just detailing the process creates the clarity, and it makes it seem like they have their act together, right? But we all go through the same process. They've just taken the time to actually detail that out and list it out on their website. So, okay, guys. So we've done our target. I know we've gone off on a couple tangents. I really get excited about some of this stuff because, frankly, I see these guys coming in to invade your business, trying to grab market share. And it's unfortunate because they're providing here's the thing, the service can be convenient for some folks, but for the most part, it's a worse service. These homeowners and buyers they're losing money, right? So, but again, these service providers, OfferPad, Open Door, they've created an attractive mechanism for people. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to scroll down to where we get to budget and schedule. And you'll notice on the left-hand side here, budget and schedule is now highlighted in blue. And this is where we set our budget for the campaign. Okay, so here's what we know. So far, based on our targeting, our geographical and interest-based targeting, we have a potential reach of 470,000 people. Here's the thing. Are we going to get this post? Will it be displayed in the newsfeed of 470,000 people? Absolutely not. Right? That would cost a lot of money. But based on the budget that's already in here, and we can change this. So let's say we're willing to spend $100. So I'm going to type in $100 right here under budget and schedule. Then I'm going to change daily to lifetime. So we have budget and schedule, lifetime budget, $100. Okay. And then right down here, we then get to control when this ad starts running and then when it's going to end. Right now, if I run a $100 ad for a month, it's going to get in front of up to 500 people a day. Okay. If I want to condense that, I'm going to click on an end time and I'm going to shorten that. This would then run for 2 weeks, still spending that same $100. Now we're going to get in front of up to 900 people a day. Does that make sense? So the more money we throw at this, just like anything else, just like traditional farming, the more response we're going to get in the quickest amount of time.
So even if you're leveraging a home on the market, right? You do a 1 month ad, that home, if it's remotely marketable, will probably sell in the first weekend. So, I mean, do you still dangle that same carrot out for buyers, or does that change anything?
Yeah. So here's the thing, you guys. I think it's just kind of bad form if we're advertising things that aren't necessarily available anymore. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the old, automotive trick, where they're putting like the vehicle that doesn't actually even exist on all the ads. People are calling on that and they're diverting them to something else. Here's the thing. If the property sells right away, then we kind of pull the ad and we rerun an ad with a different property. You know what I mean? Because we do want to have a home that's actually available on the market. Here's the thing. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be listed. It could be an off-market property. It could be a for sale by owner. Maybe you reached out to a FSBO and said, "Hey, do you mind if I advertise your property? I'll bring you a buyer." And if they give you permission, you can advertise the property as an off-market property, right? As a not on the MLS property. Like, people are all over that kind of stuff. So, and by the way, if you go to Zillow right now, you can search for sale by owner, right? And so you could reach out to all those people and go, "Hey, do you mind if I advertise your property?" Some of them will say yes. You could, and then you'll basically kind of work your way into probably just getting a listing. So, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Can you
Lorraine.
explain the lifetime budget?
Yeah. So lifetime budget would basically just be, so the two options here, if it might help better if I explain daily budget. Daily budget is basically saying, I want to spend X amount of dollars a day, and I don't want to go over that budget. And what can you provide me for, let's say, $5 a day? So when we pop in $5, Facebook then changes these numbers and says, of the 470,000 potential people in your bucket, in your targeted group, for $5 a day, you're going to get in front of up to 742 people a day. And when I say you're going to, I mean this property is going to show up in the news feed of up to 742 people a day. Okay. So that's daily budget is just us setting a daily budget, and we set an end date because we want to make sure that, that the ad stops, that it doesn't just run forever, because the option to let it run forever is right here. Run my ad set continuously starting today. And typically this is the default setting. So you just want to be aware that if you use this setting, your ad will just run indefinitely. And if you forget about it, Facebook's just going to continue to charge you. You know what I mean? But hopefully you're generating leads. So what I like to do is say, okay, I could either say daily budget, set a start and end date, and let it run for a month. And I know I'm going to spend, it's going to tell me your ad's going to run for 30 days. You'll spend no more than $150. Okay. Or I can just say, I'm going to go to lifetime budget and I'm just going to put $150 in. That's the exact same thing as saying daily budget, $5 a day for 30 days. So it's the same thing, just two different ways to look at it. Yeah. Okay. So that's budget, but keep in mind, you guys, budget is increasing the budget is going to increase your reach, and reach is the number of people that are going to see your post or your ad every single day. So the more people that see it, the more leads you're going to generate. Okay. Like if I increase this budget from 150 to, let's say we increased it to $500, check this out. 1,400 people a day will see it. Let's say I spend $1,000, 2,300 people a day will see it. So here's what I would recommend you guys. Don't run anything unless you're willing to spend $100. Okay. $100 minimum for a lead generation ad. If you don't spend $100, frankly, we don't have written proof of this, but basically what Facebook does is it doesn't consider you a serious advertiser, and therefore the lead quality and the lead quantity are pretty low. Okay. So typically,
will the reach, it won't reach as many people as what you're saying if you don't do $100 or more?
You know what?
False advertising on their side, unless
it kind of is. $1. Yeah. I mean, frankly, you could create a $1. You could create a $1 ad, right? If you let it run for like one day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You could do, check this out. So $1 ad, right? Or you could say daily budget. You could do a $1 daily budget. And frankly, for $1, you can get in front of up to 157 people a day. So you could try it out, but here's what's going to happen. Nothing. You're probably not going to get any leads. Not because it's not still showing it to people, just because Facebook's not going to put much work into really target putting this post in front of the right people of that 470,000. So I've seen minimum of $10 daily budget is really kind of the sweet spot. I would say, because here's the thing, for $10 a day, if you ran this for 10 days, you're going to get in front of up to 10,000 people. You're going to generate some leads.
Yeah.
Okay. My more serious advertisers are spending at least $500 to $700 a month. The ones that are real serious. I mean, I've got someone that I work with in Northern California spending 50 grand a month, but he's also feeding a team. So here's the thing, you guys, keep in mind, advertising is not something that it's not part of your marketing budget. This is an ROI based activity. If you can spend $10 to generate 100, I mean, if you hand me $10 and I give you $100 back, you're going to do that all day long. That's what this is. And this is like, consider this a faucet. Let's say that you run your ad, you start generating leads at, let's say they're like, $3, $4 a lead. You're like, that works for me. Maybe you want to just open the faucet a little bit and increase this from 10 to 15 to 20, right? Especially if you start getting some closings. Once you start getting some closings, now I would say allocate like half of one of those closings, depending on how many you get and what your kind of your revenue looks like, your income looks like. Push that back into this, you guys. It will reward you. The more you spend with Facebook, the more leads and the better leads you get. Just kind of like anything else.
So
Okay.
a quick question just on the side of content of these ads. I know that, obviously a house is a pretty good carrot to dangle. What have you seen anyone shoot anything kind of like a commercial or like an introductory video? Do video ads work better? Like
video ads do work better. Yes. Okay. So let me move on to the last step. I know we have about 15 minutes left.
All right. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're dude. Perfect setup. I just want to make sure everyone's super clear with the budget. So if you have any other questions on the budget, you guys definitely ask me right now or after. You guys, anytime you guys reach out to me, please. Reach out to me, reach out to Eric. We're here for you. So I'm going to click on continue. Yeah.
$10 a day for 10 days is kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah. I would say $10 a day, 10 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, what's nice about this is you're going to see results instantaneously. You're going to know whether this is working pretty quickly within the first few days. So you'll know whether you want to increase this or decrease it or stop it or make a change to it real quickly.
Awesome.
And then the nice thing is, you guys, you can pause this. You can stop these campaigns at any time. There's no contract. You're not committing to spending the $100 or the $150 or the $50. You can literally start it and 2 seconds later stop it and never run it again and not spend a cent. Okay?
So if you're saying a lifetime budget, but you're just going to run it for $10 a day for a month, and it's going to stop on July 3rd, and that's your budget, it's going to be, that's done. So you're going to have to set another lifetime budget if you want to do it again?
Correct. You'll have to go in and set a new budget to restart it. Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Here's the thing, you guys. I would highly recommend that you look at spending $300 a month. And I would say, and that would be $10 a day for 30 days. Literally just $10 a day, constantly having an ad running. I'm telling you, it's going to be the best $300 you ever spent. And how easy is it to spend $300 on a weekend or on Amazon or wherever? Trust me, we all do it. You know what I mean? So this is going to fuel your Amazon purchases and your fun weekends. Trust me. Okay. Here's the other deal, you guys. So now here we are on actually creating and formatting the ad. What I didn't show you is placements. I'm not going to cover that this time, but that was under the ad set level under placements. Basically, this post, you may think, well, where's this going to be posted? Just to news feeds, right? There's like 30 locations that this actually goes. Your post, this advertisement will show up in apps. It'll show up on other websites. It'll show up, you've been on an app and seen a little advertisement. It's very likely that post or that ad originated from Facebook. It'll show up in Instagram, right? It'll show up in Messenger. It'll show up in the story feeds, right? It'll show up on all those places. That's why right here under the third and final step under ad identity, it says, choose how you want your business to be represented in your ad, Facebook and Instagram. Okay. So under placements, Instagram was selected by default. And I don't even don't even edit the placements. I just let Facebook determine where my ad should run because it knows better than I. So then if you have an Instagram account connected to your Facebook business account, it'll show up right here. So select that. Okay. And then what we do here, and Joshua, this is going to answer your question. Video is superior to just a static image, no question. It's just more interactive. People engage with it more. So what we're going to do is you're going to see under format, single image or video already selected. There's just one of these two different options, carousel or single image or video. And we always want to select this option. We're going to go down here. Sorry, I think there's like a landscape right outside my room. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing too much background noise. What we want to do here, you'll notice how there's already an image it pulled in. Guess what that image is? It's the cover photo from my business page. So obviously I want to change that. So what I'm going to click on is edit image. I'm going to click on change image. And then I'm going to want to just upload some new images. Okay. So I'm going to upload some new images. So I'm going to go to upload. I'm going to find some images of the home. Okay. So I have some of those. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. And let's grab this one. So I'm going to upload that one. So you want to grab at least 3 photos for the home. You don't want to like exhaust every photo in every perspective of the home. Because here's the whole strategy is we want them to get a feel for what the home might be like, but not give them everything. So we're kind of going to like attract them. We're going to go, here's what the home looks like, but to see more photos or maybe a video of the home, price, location, you're going to want to click here and we'll give that information to you in exchange for your contact information. You guys, it's still the old tactic that still works. We're going to withhold more photos, price, and location to get, to get their contact information.
I clicked on it and it went to media. I don't know if it's uploaded or not though. Oh, yes, it looks like that. Okay.
Okay.
And then, but at the top, it tells me I can try a new template to highlight new offers that keep people safe. I probably don't need to do that.
Yeah, I would skip all that, you guys. There's a lot of other little features and settings that we could play with. I would just, let's keep it super simple for now. And as you get a little more savvy with this, you can start to play with some of those other settings. There's a lot of testing settings, and it'll create multiple ads with basically the same information, just changing colors or text or photos in certain ads. And you know what I mean? There's a lot of, you can get really deep into this. I want to make sure that we really get a handle on just the core basics of this for now. Here's what we're going to do though. Once we select a photo, you guys, we're going to click on turn into video. See this little button, turn into video? This is going to basically turn this photo or multiple photos into a video slideshow. Okay. And so that's what's going to show up in the newsfeed for people is an actual video slideshow. So what I want to do is notice how it's giving me templates to choose from, right? So multiple templates. And again, these are basically the same way of presenting different information. Okay. I can click on plus to add an additional photo, or I even add in multiple photos. So now I've got those 3 photos added. Notice how it just kind of slides through those. So I'm just going to leave this first one selected. And then, or maybe, you know what? I'm going to select the Zoom template, video template. So again, do you notice how this is a little video creation kit that Facebook has in their advertising engine? So I'm going to select my template. I've added my images. I'm going to remove my logo. You guys, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to brand yourself all over a buyer lead generation ad. And the reason for that is this isn't about branding. This is about just straight up lead generation. Okay. So one thing just to kind of keep in mind. So, okay. So once we've selected our template, we are now going to click on, let's go, where's this at? We're going to click on customize. See this customize icon here, or button. So now check this out. We get to customize. They call them scenes. Anytime one of these photos is displayed in the slideshow, it's called a scene. So we could add a text overlay, front of home, et cetera, if we want, right? Kitchen, living room, dining room, whatever that looks like. Once we're done, we just click on done. Okay. And now it's showing us that it's going to create a couple different versions of this. what version would this one be for? This would be for story posts, Facebook story, Instagram story. Then we just click use video. Okay, we don't have to do anything here. Just click use video. It's going to create that video right now. So basically what it's doing, it's just encoding that video. Okay, it's going to take a couple of minutes. Okay, and once that video is actually created and encoded, it's going to show.
What if you don't want a video? What if you just want to use a photo?
Yeah, you could. Then we could have just skipped that whole process. Just use that photo.
Okay, then once you're done with edit, once you're
so you wouldn't even create the video. You'd just go right past that.
Past that. Okay.
Yeah, you just throw your photos in there, or your photo, and then move on. Yep.
Aaron, what if we have a video, like a drone video we have for that property?
Yeah, you can upload. Yep. So you can just upload your own video. Yeah, you don't have to use Facebook's built-in video creator. Just upload your own. Here's the thing about the drone videos, you guys. If you think about advertising, if you think about attention spans, right? Humans have an 8-second attention span. If you try to drop, and keep in mind, this advertising technique is called a disruptive advertising technique. People are not on Facebook to find homes. They're on Facebook to find real estate agents, right? They're looking at like cat memes and dogs and babies and other fun stuff, political rallies, whatever. Here's the deal. So we're then disrupting their flow in their newsfeed by putting a house in front of them. They're going to go, oh yeah, you know what? I should be looking for homes. Ooh, this looks great. This is a convenient option. That looks like an attractive home. I'm going to click on it. It's going to make me feel good, like I'm actually looking for homes, because that's what I should be doing right now, maybe. And so that's the whole concept. If we put too long of a video in front of them, they're not going to watch it. Okay. So what I'd recommend is don't go for more than 20 seconds. Even if you have a beautiful, video of a home with like a drone aerial, all that good stuff. See if you can get the person that created that video to basically make it, shorten that thing down. Quick aerial, boom, fly up to the front, and then we go, hey guys, to see the inside of this house, click here. Or to see more of this house, click here. You know what I mean? So we have to withhold information from them. If they're not willing to click through, then they're not the right fit for us. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is it just encoded that video, and here's that video right here. So I can even click on play, and then front half home. So there's the little video slideshow, and it's a 6-second slideshow. So this is what it's going to look like on mobile. Notice how when I put my mouse over here, I can kind of change the view. Here's what it's going to look like on desktop. Here's what it's going to look like in Facebook stories. Here's what it's going to look like on Instagram. Here's what it's going to look like so it's giving us all these previews so we can just kind of see how it's laid out, what the text looks like. So here's Instagram stories. Here's what it's going to look like on Instagram stories right here.
Does it automatically plug it into your story as well on both Instagram and Facebook?
So it will, yeah. So it's going to plug it into the story feed of the target audience. So it's not going to plug it into your story feed. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. And so great point. And something that sometimes I neglect to mention is that when we create an ad through the ads manager, through what we're doing right now, in essence, we're creating a post, but the post, some people call it a dark post. It never actually gets posted anywhere. Does that make sense? It never gets posted to your business page. It never gets posted to Instagram. It just mysteriously shows up in news feeds. Does that make sense? But if someone were to click on your business page that's associated with the ad and want to see the ad, it won't be visible on your business page. So
okay.
You may have heard of dark post before. This is called a dark post, basically. Okay, so now we have the preview here. I always like to go to mobile because most people are using Facebook from their mobile device. So what we have really are 3 main options. This is a primary text. Let me go back here. So primary text.
Can I ask you a quick question?
You bet.
Why does mine say sign up instead of contact or learn more?
Yeah. Yep. And I'll show you. So
okay.
Great question. So I just kind of added the text in here.
I see where the drop down.
And there's the sign up. Yep. So that's the call to action. Yeah. So great question. Yep. So what you always want to do here is select learn more. Here's the thing. Maybe there's a download that you have. Download a buyer's guide. Download a list of open houses this weekend. Download an off-market list. Okay, download an investor list. People love downloading stuff. Free download, free download. They love downloading lists and guides and checklists. You guys, those are all great lead capture mechanisms. Right?
Where do you add the download item?
Yeah, so I'll show you. You'll add it on the back end, and I know we're approaching kind of our time limit today. But let me show you here. So we've got primary text that shows up above the actual video or photo. Headline shows up in bold underneath, and then descriptions under the headline. Okay, you don't need to put anything for display link. Got it? Okay, so those are the basic things that we want to add here. Now there is a specific format for kind of, what works, and there's multiple different, people that say, well, you should say this, you should introduce the home, you should add some of the features, and then have a call to action. That's typically what I do. I usually do like a headline, then I do a new line, and I go, the features, and then 4-bed, all the main features, that really like are standout features, and then I go, click here to view more photos, price, and location, something like that. Okay, so all right, and then you can add emojis if you want. I highly recommend adding emojis. I also recommend beautiful mid-century home, and you could even add hashtags just for fun. Mid-century home in Central Phoenix, right? So the format for the ad would be headline, capture them with a headline, and then you want to share the features of the home, and then the call to action is going to be the third line. So on desktop, this is kind of what that looks like. Okay. Headline, features, call to action. Are you guys doing okay on time? Let's go for a couple more minutes, and then I think we'll wrap it up. You guys okay?
Good.
Okay, so headline. So headline's going to go underneath. Headline is going to be click. This is going to be our call to action. So I'm sorry, actually, description is going to be our call to action. Click here to view more photos, etc. And then headline will be what we're going to kind of use up here in the headline, and that's going to be Central Phoenix, remodel, or Central Phoenix, mid-century modern, mid-mod in Central Phoenix, something like that. So this will show you exactly what that looks like. So I love the live preview. It's showing you what it looks like. So basically we want to present them, we want to capture their attention with the headline, show them, tell them a little about the home, and then grab them with the call to action. Mid-mod in Central Phoenix, click here to view more photos. Or you could say click, learn more, right? Because we have that learn more button right there. Click learn more to view more photos. Then we have the learn more button. Okay, you guys, one last step, and that is to create our lead capture form. And the nice thing about Facebook is and Instagram is it has a lead capture form built in. I don't know if you've ever clicked on an ad and a little window popped up and just said, hey, confirm your information here. That's what we're going to do here. You guys, I'm going to share this replay with you. I'm going to move through this pretty quickly. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to click on new form. Okay. And there's a couple different options here. We're going to skip form type. I like to just click that link or this little button that minimizes that section. I'm going to remove the intro. We don't need an intro. Questions. What questions do we want to ask them? By default, it's just going to ask them for an email and a name. We may also want to ask for their phone number. So I may ask for phone number, and and then we can also move these around. So I could say name, email, and phone number. Okay, name, email, phone number. Maybe that's good. We can add custom questions in there. You guys, it's really neat. It's really a form builder. Kind of cool. Privacy policy. This is usually what a lot of people get stuck up on. So link text, it's just going to say privacy, or you don't need to input anything there. Again, this is you as an advertiser just telling this potential lead what you're going to do with their contact information. How many people are going to click on this? Not many. Okay, so you just direct them. I guarantee you all have a privacy policy on your website or or the EXP website. Okay. Just find that, plug that URL in here. Okay. That's all we need. So what happens is they land on the form. Okay. They see the questions. Here's the deal though. Facebook already has their name, email, and phone. So it's already populated. This form is already filled out for them. All they need to do is click on next. When they click on next, they see this screen. And guess what they immediately do? Click on submit. They don't read that, right? Because they just want home. They just want more photos. Okay, now once they click on submit, you now have a new lead. And guess what? We need to provide them with what we promised them. So we would say, thanks. Click below to view property information, right? I'm going to remove this. I'm going to say view property info. Click below. And then website link. Okay, where is the more information for the property? Do you have a website that has, properties on it? Like, so do we want to link right to a page on your website? So the property on your website, if you have IDX on your site. If you don't, maybe, and I think most of you guys have conversion KV Core?
Yeah, KV Core.
Okay. Yeah, so I would just link them right to KV Core.
Would a Flex MLS link be okay there, or would you recommend that?
Totally. Flex MLS dot whatever, right? And then, property ID, whatever. Yeah, link them right there. Just make sure you give them what you promised them at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you've got the lead. Yeah, Lorraine.
But if you use the Flex MLS, if you're borrowing someone else's, wouldn't it go to their
No,
information?
it'll have your information on it, Lorraine. It'll actually brand itself to you.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. It'd just be like just sharing any property on the MLS with any one of your potential buyers. You know how it's always just branded to you, even though it's somebody else's listing? Same concept. Yep.
Yeah. The only thing it might say is like listed by whatever my home group brokerage or listed by EXP brokerage, something like that on the bottom. But other than that, they'll have no contact information for the actual seller of the house or the listing agent of the house. It'll be your information.
Yep. So then all we're going to do is click on finish.
Just to piggyback on that too, I mean, so are you relying on the CRM to capture the lead?
Okay.
With that link, like there, whether it be KV Core or whatever, is that where you're relying on actually capturing that lead?
No. So we've already captured it.
Okay.
So Facebook captures it for us. You know what I mean? So when they go, so when they click on the post, they're going to see a little window pops up with their information in it. When they click on next and submit, we now have collected the lead.
Okay.
Okay. Here's where we have to go to find it. So you guys, by the way, we're all done with the campaign. At this point, we can just click on confirm and we're good to go. Okay. So I'm just going to click on confirm. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll show you how easy it is to actually create a campaign and just stop it immediately. So obviously I don't want this campaign to run. I don't even remember what the budget was set for. So, okay, set for $10 a day. So here it is. Notice how it's publishing it. It's in draft. It'll be in review, and then it will get posted and be live probably within seconds or minutes. Okay, so see it now. Now it's in review. That's an automated review, and typically, really within just minutes, that'll be live. So again, here I am back in the Ads Manager on the Campaigns tab, and there's my active campaign right now. If I want to pause it, see this little blue slider? I just click on it. Now it's paused. Okay, there it is. Okay, if I want to take a look at it, I'm just going to expand it down. Here it actually is. You can see that photo there. You just want to highlight it or check that box. Up here, you're going to see preview. Click on preview. There is the campaign we just ran. We just created. Okay, and if I click on, let me do this. Now check this out. If I click on, let's see here. Last step, you guys, I just want to show you what this looks like.
Where'd you get that privacy policy? It's not letting me submit it because of no intro.
You know what? Grab a privacy policy from like the eXp Realty website.
Okay.
Is it exprealty.com? Yeah. So what I would do is actually, if you go to eXp, you'll see here's the privacy policy, or just scroll all the way to the bottom. See privacy notice. Copy and paste that URL. Just use that URL. That's all you need.
Thank you.
Okay, here, I want to show you guys what this ad looks like before we jump off. I'm going to preview the ad. So I went back to the ads manager and I drilled down from the campaign ad set ad. I check this box. I click on preview in this little navigation menu up at the top, and then see this little arrow here. And again, you guys, I'm going to provide a replay because I know I've been moving around quite a bit here. There's a little arrow out. That means we can preview this actually right in our news feed. I want to show you what this looks like. Facebook desktop news feed. Check this out. So now we can actually preview this right in our news feed, right on Facebook.com. So here I am, Facebook.com. I'm scrolling through the news feed. What I tell you, babies, memes, cats, dogs, or at least that's what I get. What do you know? There's our ad. See, this is the preview. Isn't it kind of cool how it shows it right in the news feed? Front of the house, back of the house, right? We could have added music to this. Learn more. Look what happens when I click on learn more. There it is. Click on next. Look, notice how my information's already pre-populated. Click on next. Remember this? Privacy policy. Click on submit. You've just got the lead. Thanks. Click below to view property info. View property info. Done. That's it. Where do we go to view that lead? We go to our business page. Let's go back to our business page, the one we used, the one we associated the ad with. So I'm going to go to business page. Up here, we're going to go to publishing tools. Okay, publishing tools at the top. On the left-hand side, you're going to see lead ad forms. And here's the one we just created with one lead in it, right here. Okay, I can download all my new leads into spreadsheet format. Here's the deal, you guys. You can create a direct integration between KV Core and Facebook. Okay, it just requires an additional step, you guys. That's maybe something we can touch base on. If you guys are serious about doing this, I'd be happy to show you how that works so that you don't have to go back to Facebook to grab that lead, to then put it in KV Core and trigger all your follow-up. You can have that lead go directly from Facebook right into KV Core and automatically trigger your nurture campaign. Okay. You guys, any questions on what we just covered?
Yes.
I know that's a lot of information, you guys. Great job hanging a lot of information in a short amount of time. Clark.
Quick question.
Sure.
I've created a few ads that have been rejected, and I cannot for the life of me figure out what advertising policy that I might be violating. Is there a way to specifically find out, or do I need to just read the whole Facebook advertising policy and figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong?
Yeah, no, there definitely is. Typically, it will show some sort of error message of some sort. It'll give you a reason. Here's what I would say. If you guys see something like that and it's not clear what it is, let me know. We'll jump into a quick screen share and I'll diagnose that pretty quick, you guys, and tell you what we need to change. Typically, it might be because we didn't click that special ads category button and select housing from the dropdown. It could be the verbiage that we're using in the ad. It could also be the actual type of content, the photos and videos we're using could be, maybe some of them might have some text on them. Facebook doesn't like text over video or over photos. So there
you go. That's mainly what I have on every one of them. So that's probably what it is, if that's the case.
Yeah. So that's going to be the case. Here's Facebook's basically their policy is that they don't want to advertise. They don't want to allow any advertise that have over 20% text coverage over the actual image. So if that image has, and the real estate on that image is 20% or more of text, then it's going to basically just decline and really not really tell you why. All right, you guys. Awesome.
You just diagnosed it without even having to look at it.
There we go. Yeah.
I have a question, Aaron.
Yeah.
It was Joshua's question in regards to content.
Yes.
Did you say that pictures of houses do better or introductory videos? What does better?
Pictures of houses, videos of houses. Yeah, think about it. Buyers are just, they're like a mosquito. No, what are they? What are those? They're like a moth to a light at night. I mean, they just want to see homes. You know what I mean? So just give them homes. You could do the singular home strategy we just deployed right now, or you could do I call the curated list strategy, where you provide like a group of homes, where you do a search on the MLS for like, let's say homes that meet certain criteria in a certain area. So homes with a pool, family homes with a pool in Peoria for under 400,000, and maybe there's 8 homes that match that criteria, and that's the link you share. Hey guys, click here to see the 8 homes in Peoria for under 400,000 that all have pools and 4 bedrooms. You know what I mean? And then you share that with people. People that are going to click on that are going to be ones that really have a need for that type of home. And then you could also do a bunch of different ways to attract people, right? The name of the game is to get contact information. And we want to try to get as high quality leads as we can. If we just say, hey, click here to search the MLS, then who are we even attracting? But if we say, hey guys, we have a specific home in a specific neighborhood, are you interested in learning more about it? And they say yes, they're probably a pretty legitimate lead. You know what I mean?
Hey, Aaron, how come I can't get it to take anything on the intro and the privacy policy? It won't green out the check on that.
Let's do a screen share. I'm not sure. Just make sure the formatting of the URL is correct. The HTTP is in there, and we can dive into that. Melissa, yep. So let's plan on following up after. Aaron. Are you guys? I got to run as well. It was a pleasure, and we'll see you guys. Hopefully, we got another one coming up. I know we'll probably get one booked with you guys. Till then, have a great rest of your week, you guys. Let me know if you need anything else.
Appreciate it.
You got it. Bye, guys.